on, guys? This is Eric with Deranged Survival, and today I'm doing a video response for Southpaw Bushcraft. She's doing a giveaway, and I watched her video last night, and she basically wants people to go out in nature, find something, and identify it, and learn about it. So that's what I'm going to do today. Well, not really. I'm going to explain it in the video, so stay tuned. Alright, so this thing is very easy to identify. This is second-year plant, and I'm sure most of you may know it. It's mullein. Gets these flowers. They're pretty much dried up now because it's been over 85 degrees over here the past couple days. That's the flowers there. These all are yellow flowers all the way up to the top. You can see they have little tiny hairs on them. Very velvety soft. They call this cowboy toilet paper. I've actually used it for toilet paper in the woods one time. It works great. So a couple uses for the mullein plant. I've actually dried out the leaves. You can smoke the leaves. You can make a tea from the flowers. I believe you could probably make a tea from the leaves as well, but it's not going to be as powerful. The flowers have more potency. I've dried out the leaves. I smoked the leaves. It does have a mild sedative effect. Basically, it's kind of like a stress reliever. It calms you down. It relaxes you. It doesn't give you any type of high, so don't think about anything like that. But it's great for your lungs. If you have asthma, bronchitis, or if you smoke cigarettes, it's great for healing your lungs. It's got a lot of healing properties. But that's the basic extent of what I know about mullein. Alright, so I'm going to talk to you guys about the different resources that I use. The main resource that I use, piece of electronic, cell phone. There's a bunch of different Facebook groups that I use a lot. They're basically to help you learn and to help you ID different things. I'll put a list of them in the description below. There's everything from insects, mushrooms, trees, plants, flowers. There's a couple of wild edible ones, and there's a lot out there. There's many different types. There's some that have 50,000 people in it, so when you post a picture, you'll get an answer in less than 10 minutes. So it's a great resource. You know, we live in a day and age where technology is always around us, and having a cell phone, I can take a picture, I can post it on that Facebook group, and they'll tell me what it is, 10-15 minutes. You don't want to rely on that as a resource when you're out in nature and you're stuck somewhere, but it's a great resource to come out to your local park, even walk down your street and see the herbs on the side of the road and the weeds that are growing on the side of the road, and this is a great way to identify them. It's basically how I learned. I started doing it this way, and then I bought more books to basically learn more information about the plant once I knew how to ID it. The hardest thing I think is when you buy a book is you open that book up and it's got 100 different plants, and then you go into the woods and you try to find one of those plants. It doesn't work like that. You have to find the plant first and then figure out what it is. So we got the goldenrod plant. I've actually eaten this plant before. I've taken the flowers and made tea out of it. I don't think I did it properly. I'll show you the video somewhere on the screen. But I've tasted this tea before and it didn't taste that great. So one thing to take into consideration when learning to ID different plants is the time of year. This plant wasn't here a month ago. It just sprouted out. So what we have here is my favorite wild edible. This is wood sorrel, and it kind of tastes like a Granny Smith apple. So one thing to take into consideration when IDing different things is make sure you're always looking at the right plant. This is the wood sorrel here. Right next to it, it almost looks like the same plant, but it's different. This isn't wood sorrel at all. I'm not exactly sure what this is. So when you're IDing something, make sure you're always looking at the right plant. Follow the stem all the way down to the bottom. Here's the stem here, and this is all wood sorrel. As you can see, there's some dried up ones here. Usually the yellow colorations means it's not receiving enough water. So here's one of the leaves here. As you can see, it's heart-shaped, and there's 3 of them. And same thing I said about the goldenrod. A month ago, this had a yellow flower. Now it's gone. So time of year is important when you're learning how to ID different things. If you only know how to ID this by the flower, you're not going to be able to find it, 11 months out of the year. And it actually contains oxalic acid, which some people claim to be slightly toxic, but through my research I found that it's actually in spinach and in kale. And I've never heard any concerns about spinach and kale having too much oxalic acid, so in my opinion I think it's going to be okay to eat. but do your own research. That's wood sorrel. There's different type of wood sorrel in different areas. I'm in Rhode Island right now, in New England, United States. This one's the yellow wood sorrel because it has the yellow flower. So what do you do? What do you do? You get a camera or a notebook and pencil if you don't have a camera, and you go out in nature and you look around. You look around. Look at this. What is this? I don't know what that is. What's that down there? I know what that is. Actually, we're going to go take a look at that right there. See the thing with the white flower at the tip? Okay, so on the leaf here, you can see the teeth. They're slightly jagged. And they're not very far spaced, they're not very spaced apart. So that's a distinctive feature that you want to look for. It's similar to wild carrot because it has the white flowers, but I know it's not wild carrot because that's not what the leaves look like on a wild carrot. It's also similar to yarrow, but I know it's not yarrow because the leaves on a yarrow look like a fern. Water hemlock is going to be one of my guesses, but I don't think it's that because the stalk is hairy. From my past research, I found out that the stalk isn't hairy on a water hemlock, which is poisonous. So I don't think it's water hemlock, so let's go take some pictures. I'm going to take some pictures of this and research it more when I get home using those Facebook groups and a couple books that I have. So habitat is important. Write down the habitat of the plant. So I'm not sure what this is, but by the time I edit this video, I will know what it is, and I will put the name right here. That's what it is. Yeah, I told you that. Right there. We learn together. Did you see that? We learn together. Wow. And then one important thing to write down is the time of year, because I can come back in a month and this plant could be gone, or the flowers could be off of it, or the leaves could be a different color. There's many different things that happen during the change of season. Write down the time or the date that you took the picture or you took the notes. Very simple, right? So that's my process. We learned something together today. I still don't know what it is, but I told you already what it was. Now we know together. Hopefully it wasn't poisonous. I don't think it was. It had that hairy stalk. So why should you learn how to ID different plants? Well, for me, it's actually changed my whole perspective on nature. I used to, in the beginning, I used to say, okay, today I'm going to hike 5 miles. And I would go hike 5 miles and I would sweat and I would go home and that would be the end of it. Now, I go into the woods, doesn't matter how far I go. I get to observe everything around me. And the reality is, well, here in New England, there's 4 seasons. Everything changes. In a month, this whole landscape is going to be different. I came here last month and it was a completely different landscape. Right here where I was standing, right here was a field of wild garlic. Oh, there's some dried up ones right here. That's wild garlic right there. There's a dried up stalk. I actually picked some, made some natural insect repellent. And that was a month ago. Now look at it, gone. When you start to learn how to ID different things, I don't know, you become more in tune with nature and you appreciate it more, and it's like watching kids grow. Not really, but I don't have any kids, so I can't really say that. But that's how it is for me in the woods. I come out here, it's always changing, there's always different scenery. It's changed my whole perspective on nature. When I first started to learn about trees, I wanted to go out into the woods every single day. Even driving to the store, there's plants in the parking lot. I'm like, oh, what's that? Oh, what's that? I wanted to learn more and more and more and more and more and more. But the reality is, look at all this vegetation out here. There's so much to learn. It's gonna take me years. But why do I do it? I basically enjoy the connection with nature. I enjoy observing the plants. Every season it's something different. They change color, shape, size, smell, flavor. Don't eat too many wild edibles though. Don't go crazy. Don't listen to me. I'm nuts. I'm nuts. Yeah, do your research. Share the information with others. If you're not experienced, tell people you're not experienced. I'm telling you now, I'm not experienced. I'm doing all this research on my own. I don't have any professional degree. I didn't go to college for it or nothing like that. I'm doing this all on my own. And over the years, I've become more and more confident in the information that I share with others. So I'm letting you know, I'm not an expert. This is my passion, to learn about nature, to learn about everything around me. We're surrounded by so much. Look at this grass here. There's probably 7 or 8 different species of plants in there. And some people just walk by and don't even notice it. But when you stop, take your time, observe the things around you, the whole experience changes. Well, that's what happened with me anyway. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. Go check out Southpaw Bushcraft. I will put her video giveaway link in the description. There you go, I said it right. Ha! And yeah, get out in nature and learn some more wild edibles. And learn how to ID different plants. Because there's so much out there to learn. It's endless. I'm going to be doing this for years. I'm going to be 70 years old and taking out my camera and saying, "Huh, this is Deranged Survival. I'm back with another video. And what we have here is Hooga Chaga Baga Laga. I eat this every day and it keeps me young." But that's it, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Yeah!